Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton.
Slancha. And good evening, whiskey brothers, whiskey sisters, whiskey friends, and welcome to episode 80, getting close to 100, of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Whiskey Review. I'm Dolph, the creator of the Canadian Whisky Journey, the spirit of Edmonton on social media, and I'm your host tonight. And if you haven't been here for a while, or this is your first time, welcome. But what you probably should know most about this is if I'm reviewing something, it's because I like something about the whiskey. It might be, I don't know, maybe it's the nose, maybe it's the palate, maybe it's the mouthfeel and the finish, and or all of them, or this one's all of them for one. But and what I'm talking about is this one right here, 40 Creeks Cherrywood Reserve. It's fantastic. I like it. We're having this opportunity tonight because I've tried this several times. I had it for the very first time at the Banff Whiskey Experience. And again, the 40 Creek breakfast with 40 Creek Chris and the beloved Bill Ashburn at the Victoria Whiskey Festival. And finally, and most recently, I had it at a book launch. So I organized a book launch in Canadian whiskey tasting for this guy right here, Devin Kurgamo's Canadian Whiskey. So he launched the third edition of that book, and I had the chance to pick some of my favorite Canadian whiskeys and a couple that I've been meaning to try. So that's how this came out, and I've had it so many times. I was a little bit surprised that I didn't do this. I thought I was going to do this in December. Guess I didn't. I was thinking I was going to do it after the Victoria Whiskey Festival, and I didn't. So here we are. It's a little bit, it's not too late. You can still get this at many places, and it's all over Canada, so you can do. But with all my cards on the table, I put it into the last tasting with Davin, with his book, mostly because I have a place in my heart for Bill Ashburn and just about everything he does. So he's the guy. I like him a lot. And I got the chance to talk to him again in Victoria, him, my wife, and Chris. And it's just really nice. He's a fantastic guy. So there's a place in my heart. So either by emotion or taste, we're reviewing it today. And it went over really well there. I like it a lot, and here it is. And just a little bit of background information. It's possibly, I think it's the 17th annual release. I get stuck between 50 and 17 when I'm counting it with it. So it's a 5-year-old. It's pot distilled, malted barley, corn, rye, and using the 1/11th rule properly, some aged brandy in there. And I don't know if it's the full 9.09% or not. I'm going to guess it's not. I think it's just a hint, just it augments it. It's great. Here we go. On the nose. And it's funny because it's the distinctly 40 Creek caramel nose that I get every time I get 40 Creek. So, and nuts. So maybe caramel covered popcorn with walnuts in there or something. Maybe. It's a good nose. Dried peaches or prunes. Now, I'm going to say red fruit too, but it's cherrywood, and I know I'm supposed to say cherry, but I don't know if it's distinctly cherry for me. It's red fruits, which could be raspberry. It could be cranberry. The taste that you get with cranberry, but the nose for it, because I don't know if I could actually smell cranberries when I've had them before when I cook them. But the taste that you get, if you can relate that to the olfactory senses there, that's what I'm getting. So it's red fruit. Even though I should say cherry, I don't know. And yeah, finally, sandalwood. Like a fresh wood, but not oaky. It's like a wet wood. You smell wet wood that's kind of new. Sandalwood. It's I'm going to stick with sandalwood on the nose. Yeah. All right. Palate. So nice mouthfeel. I'm not going to say oily. I love oily. It's a little bit lighter oily. A taste of caramel, but homemade caramel when you make it with butter, and people are going to say butterscotch, but it's not. It's caramel. So butter and brown sugar, and you make that. That's the flavor I'm getting. That's the caramel I'm getting. And it tastes more oaky than it smells, actually. Now, I said peach, but I'm going to say I'm tasting dried apricots. Dried apricots, not peach, maybe peach. And darker dried prunes. I think darker flavor for that. Spicy. Yeah, a youthful spice brings a little bit of heat at the end. Not white pepper, but something similar. It's young. It's got that fresh kind of flavor to it, and the feel of kind of the rye. Maybe that's what's coming out there is the rye. One last taste. I'm not tasting the red fruits. Now, if you read the write-ups online, their own write-ups, and I never go by the write-ups that they put up there, but it's like cherry mousse and cherry this and cherry that. I'm not really getting the cherry on the palate. Something red fruit-like, but it's not distinctly cherry for me. Oh, finish. Kind of a medium finish. Kind of 3 dimensions in there. Kind of, yeah. So let's do that again. Start with the sweet, then fruity. And fruit could be the red fruit, the apricots, the prunes, just all that. Then the heat. The heat stays with you. Sweet comes back, like a hint of sweet at the end, but the heat's still there. Yeah. I like it. Good job, Bill. It's a 750 ml. So if I show it to you again, a distinctive bottle. So 750 ml, 45%. It's around the $80 or $100 mark here in Alberta. I think it's just over the $100 mark in Ontario. It's available everywhere. If you're a collector, grab 2, 1 to drink, 1 to keep, and you should enjoy yourself. Share with friends. And Whiskey Weekend this year, I think, is again September 23rd, 24th, and that's when you get these bottles. You want to have the new release, the reserve, just like these guys behind me. One right here and one right there above my head. They're good ones. And I tried to collect them, not to collect in the future, but just for tastings. Something we can have where you can have the whole gambit one right after the other and see the progression and seeing how one year is different from the other. Because some friends of mine, they tend to think that it all tastes like Confederation oak. And that might be because of me, because that was my favorite for the longest time, and I made everybody try it. It's like, try the Confederation oak, try that. And they still think, many, that it tastes the same. And there is a distinctive 40 Creek flavor. There is. And I'd like to think I could pick it out blind. But again, it's the caramel, nutty kind of feel to it. So that's it. Thanks to present, future viewers, and hit like, subscribe, so we can see in the future, and you'll see me in the future. It's not Tuesday night. I like to do this on Tuesday night, but any night's perfect. So, Sláinte. Cheers, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and drink some whiskey. Enjoy it. Cheers.